So I grew up Catholic, but it was very much like just going to mass on Sunday. And other than that, really not much else. It was doing the sacraments, things like that. But we never really prayed as a family, like intentionally. It was kind of more of like, this is what good people do. They go to church on Sunday. And like, that's one of the check boxes to be a good person. But it wasn't until my sophomore year of high school, joining that Life Teen Youth group, that I really felt converted, like reverted in a way, and wanted to go deeper in my faith, make it my own.
This is Pat Gunning. Pat is the campus minister here at UST. In this episode, we talk about his first semester as a campus minister and how his personality plays a huge role in the work that he does. We also talk about the roller coaster that is our faith and how God always has a plan for us. But before we get started, make sure to subscribe to Max Studios, hit that bell icon so you'll get a notification every time we post, and check us out on Instagram and TikTok at Max Studio UST to stay in the loop and get a behind-the-scenes sneak peek at everything that we're working on. Now, let's jump into this episode of Bold with Pat.
Hi, I'm Isabel Garcia. I'm studying education at the University of St. Thomas in Houston, and I'm the host of Bold. Bold is a podcast that aims to inspire students to be your bold self through conversation with students and alumni. Hey guys, welcome back to Bold. My name is Isabel, and I'm here with Pat.
That's right.
Welcome to Bold, Pat.
Thanks.
Oh my gosh, how are you?
Fantastic.
Really? Are you excited to be here?
Yeah.
I'm so excited to have you on. Ever since Pat got this job, I've been wanting to have him on, right? Didn't I tell you?
It's true.
Yeah.
Back in like July, you were like, we gotta do this.
And now we're finally doing it.
We're doing it.
Yeah. Okay. So, what's your role here? What are you doing here?
So I'm a campus minister. Specifically, I supervise retreats, peer ministry, and mission team. So those are, peer ministers do a lot of the evangelistic events on campus, and then peer ministers the mission team runs small groups, and I also supervise households. So it's a lot of fun.
You do a lot.
Yeah, I do, but
Nice.
It's fun.
Awesome. Fun fact, I'm actually on mission team, so I work with Pat a lot, and he's awesome.
Thank you. Can I look at the camera? Like, is that cool if I smile at them?
You're not supposed to talk.
I know, I'm sorry.
This is like a wall,
Right. I just broke the third
Yeah,
wall.
that's-
I broke a rule. Dang it.
Patrick.
Already? We didn't done any questions yet.
Well, kind of. Okay. So how are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I feel like you're about to drink water.
I was going to, but it's okay.
Drink water.
No. Fine.
This is gonna be so hard to edit. I'm so sorry.
It's all going in there?
Yeah.
Keep that. That's perfect.
Please do not. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. And how has your experience been at UST as a campus minister?
It's been really good. I really like it. I really like students are awesome, and it's great people that I work with, the other campus ministers, other people in student affairs and student activities and res life, and the university just has a really great mission, and I'm really excited to be a part of that mission and, just offer my gifts and things that God gave me to be able to continue and live out what the university is aiming for, which is have a great Catholic university where we can strive in academic excellence as well as spiritual excellence. So,
yeah. And what do you think those gifts that God gave you are?
Wow, deep question.
I told you.
Some gifts. Man, this makes me feel like I need to be really honest.
I want you to be honest.
My gifts, I think, are being there for people. I think listening and offering my perspective and, my life experience. I think, joy and just being down to earth and chill, as well as just caring for other people and being present to them. So
that's good.
Yeah.
So one of your gifts is to be chill.
To be chill.
Yep, that's a good one. Some people need that sometimes.
That's right.
Anyways, okay. So when did you start as a campus minister?
I started the last week of July. It's gone by really fast.
Oh.
I mean, it's such a busy profession, and there's so many things going on at a university. This one specifically, there's a lot of activities, a lot of things. So I feel like every week flies by, and so therefore the semester flies by. So I'm like, man, if I stay here for a long time, my life is just going to pass before my eyes. but it's good. It's busy, but a good busy, and I like it. So
that's awesome. Yeah. And so start from the beginning. How did you like get to ministry in the first place?
Sure. So I didn't always know I wanted to do ministry. For the longest time, actually, I wanted to do stuff like this. I believe it or not. At a young age, I wanted to be a sports broadcaster. It was always my dream. And it wasn't until my senior year that I really felt a call and a desire to do ministry full time. I was really involved at my school. I went to Franciscan University. It's a small Catholic school in Ohio. And I was getting really involved with ministries there, running retreats and doing things like that. And I just started to feel this tug in my heart of like, wanting to do this more than just as a hobby, wanting it to be more of like my vocation and more of my life calling, I guess. In the back pocket, I had always known that my youth minister in high school had like the coolest job ever, but never really super considered it until I was a senior in college. And that's when I really confronted that issue. And then once I told my parents, there was no looking back. So I think that was like the pivotal moment for me, was being a senior in college and like really being pressed with that question of like, what am I going to do when I graduate? Yeah. Once it became real, I think I started to be more honest with my feelings and what I really felt God was calling me to do.
And what did your parents say?
They were happy for me. I think I built it up in my head to be this big thing. I was like, oh my gosh, they're not going to like understand, or, they're going to probably press me to stay the course on my broadcasting career. And I think I was nervous that they might, not that they could say no because I was an adult, but that they wouldn't be as excited as I was about it. Okay. That they would approve, but not like understand. And at the end of the day, they wanted me to be happy, and that's what they told me. So it was enough for me.
And so then, what are like some ways that you felt like that you were called?
I think realizing the peace and the joy that I experienced while running those retreats and doing those other ministries on campus, I think that that's something that I've learned that I want to experience when I'm making any kind of decision in my life, especially the big ones. Do I have those feelings of peace and joy? Not just like feelings, like emotions, but that more lasting kind of like actual presence in my soul, and I felt those things. And, so I felt that, but I also felt like I had the gifts for it too. And I feel like that was something from God. God puts these good desires in our hearts and gives us the gifts for him, and he equips us when he's calling us. And so it just really felt like this all exists for a reason, and it wasn't a confusing thing. It wasn't having to talk myself into it. It wasn't like, this whole like, oh, what should I do? This like big crisis. It was like, slowly but surely, God just kind of revealed it to me in that way. And it wasn't a huge thing where I just, God came down and was like, Pat, you must become a youth minister. Like, it was like very normal, but exciting and cool and fun, and like, experience that peace and joy. So,
because I feel like that's something that I struggle with. Like, I want God to just come out and be like, Isabel, this is what you have to do. But God doesn't work like that. Mm-hmm. He just like reveals, and you just have to see the signs, right?
Right, exactly.
So that's a little bit hard thing about faith, but.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're already doing those things too, like you experience a lot of joy doing these Mac Studio things, and, like you kind of just go like along with God in that path as he reveals these things, So it's not a huge... I think it's not as big as we always think it's going to be. Like, it's not going to be God knocking us off our horse like St. Paul, Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no. And then how was like obviously like faith is a big part of like being in campus ministry. Was your faith always so strong like growing up?
So for me, not until really my sophomore year of high school, which was my sisters had been going to this Life Teen youth group when we were in high school. And I basically spent my entire freshman year kind of like making fun of them and turning down their offers to invite me to Life Teen with them every Sunday and to other retreats and things like that they were doing. And they seemed to love it and were like experiencing a lot of that peace and joy, which I didn't really know existed yet. But it wasn't until my sophomore year when I finally, which I don't know why I did, but I finally accepted and went with them. And I experienced this radical hospitality and this amazing like bringing into the community that they had. The youth minister, the adult core team members, and the other teens there that were their friends just welcomed me in with open arms and were like, oh my gosh, you're Pat. Like, we're so excited you're here. We know you're Leanne Anna's brother. Like, let me show you around the Life Teen house and like tell you about all these like funny and cool things that have happened. And it was just phenomenal and something I'd like never experienced before. And then my youth minister invited me on this whitewater rafting trip. And I was like, I don't have any money. I can't go. And then he was like, oh, it's fine. Like, we'll find a scholarship. Church will pay for it. And I was like, okay, guess I'm going whitewater rafting. Like, let's do it. And it was awesome. And I really didn't look back after that. I kept going after that point. And I didn't know what that was that they had, but I wanted it. Whatever it was that those people were experiencing, that I was experiencing through them, I wanted that. And now looking back on it, what I realized is they had Jesus in them. You know, I really met Jesus that day through those people, through my youth minister, through the adult core team members, through those teens. And that kind of like started me off in my faith life, but also I think in God leading me to eventually be a person to offer a type of environment like that, you know, becoming a youth minister and now a campus minister and being one of those people that can be that radical hospitality for others. It's something that I'm passionate about now. And it's one of my favorite parts. It's like probably my favorite part about my job to this day. So.
That's awesome. That's so good. Wow. So you grew up Catholic in your...
Yes. So
Okay.
I grew up Catholic, but it was very much like just going to mass on Sunday. And other than that, really not much else. It was doing the sacraments, things like that. But we never really prayed as a family, like intentionally. It was kind of more of like, this is what good people do. They go to church on Sunday. And like, that's one of the check boxes to be a good person.
Okay.
But it wasn't until my sophomore year of high school, joining that Life Teen Youth group, that I really like, you know, felt converted, like reverted in a way, and wanted to go deeper in my faith, make it my own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what is Life Team for people that don't know?
Life Teen is a national organization that provides resources and other events and stuff for parishes to basically have a youth ministry, a dynamic youth ministry. It's really good for parishes that are starting off that don't have a youth ministry or want help in doing it. Life Teen provides them those kind of resources and training so that they can have a good youth ministry that is relevant and not heretical and actually leads teens closer to Christ.
Which happened with you.
It's true.
Nice.
Yep. I was one of those teens.
And why is your faith so important to you?
Because it's everything. I mean, nothing else really matters without faith, you know? I think our lives are oriented to God and to be with him eventually one day, you know? And I just told you the story of like how I came to the realization of this, and I really realized that there was something bigger than me in this world through those people. Something as simple as that, you know, people being kind and hospitable and seeing that and like meeting Jesus through them, but then also like experiencing Jesus in adoration and in mass and in praise and worship and on retreats and things like that. And just realizing that God has this everything for us, you know, this awesome plan. And the beauty of not only discovering it for myself, but also helping others discover it for themselves too, is really exciting. And there's a lot of purpose and meaning in that. So I feel like that's everything, you know?
What does ministry mean to you? Like, what is your definition of ministry?
Of ministry?
Yeah.
Ministry is bringing Christ to others. And whatever way that is, it can vary. There's all kinds of ministries. But I think at the end of the day, it's bringing the good news and God's love to other people.
Simple, easy.
Simple,
Nice.
easy.
Okay, cool. Like, if Pat can choose his life, what does Pat want? What is like your ultimate dream in life, your goal?
Well, I mean, I would love to be married and have kids one day, but also like in terms of career, I have all kinds of ideas. I mean, it'd be cool to live out that sports broadcasting dream again one day. You never know. I also really love like fitness and wellness, and could see myself being like a phys ed teacher and a coach, something like that. I could also see myself teaching, maybe theology or something else, like high school or college. I also enjoy counseling, and I also enjoy real estate. I like a lot of things. It's been an issue for me in my life. It's hard to pick. Life is so fun. So anyway, those are some of my ideas.
Pat, thanks so much for being here. I absolutely love like learning more about you and your faith, and it has been really fun. You're a funny guy.
Thanks. Wow, appreciate that. Tell the other students that.
Well, they'll be watching, hopefully.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
We got to cancel the whole thing. We got to do it over again. I'm just kidding. Good job, Isabel.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, guys, this has been a Bold podcast. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see y'all later. Bye.
Bold is a podcast produced by Max Studios at University of St. Thomas in Houston. Check us out on Instagram and Facebook at Max Studios UST.